Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and today we've got an amazing development in the massive backlash against fake news. You're going to absolutely love this. It's official. NPR, National Public Radio, is leaving Twitter. They are in effect rage quitting. They can't handle being officially labeled by Twitter for what they actually are, which is government-funded media. If you don't know, several days back, the ultra-left-wing executives who run NPR were shocked to find that their Twitter handle, as well as all of their tweets, were labeled as state-affiliated media, the same kind of label you'd see with Russian news or Chinese news outlets. And so John Lansing, president and CEO of NPR, issued a statement saying that it was, quote, unacceptable for Twitter to label us this way. Now, Elon responded to that by citing Twitter's policy regarding state-affiliated media. The guidelines read, quote, state-affiliated media is defined as outlets where the state exercises control over editorial content through financial resources, direct or indirect political pressures, and or control over production and distribution. And Musk commented, well, seems accurate, which of course it is. NPR is the very definition of state-affiliated media. It was created back in 1967 as part of the Public Broadcasting Act, which sought to establish public broadcasting services throughout the United States. And that led to the formation of the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which distributes federal funds, taxpayer monies, to outlets like NPR and its cousin PBS, the Public Broadcasting Service. The satirical Babylon Bee pointed out the obvious. National Public Radio denies being national or public. Chris Rufo is pointing out the same thing. Amusing that National Public Radio is now trying to deny the meaning of the word public in its name. NPR was literally established and financed by the government as part of the Public Broadcasting Act of 1967. But the obvious irony here is just as obviously lost on the NPR crowd. NPR President John Lansing said in a staff memo on Wednesday that Twitter is, quote, taking actions that undermine our credibility by falsely implying that we're not editorially independent. Really? Really? You think it's Twitter that's undermining your credibility? Why don't we take a stroll down memory lane, shall we? I present to you NPR's cousin, state-affiliated PBS, and their coverage of the Hunter Biden laptop.
Over the past few days, President Trump has highlighted a report by the New York Post about Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son. There are major questions about the origins and the accuracy of that story, that the president's personal attorney was peddling Russian disinformation.
Unfounded claims about Vice President Biden's son, Hunter.
Unverified story about Hunter Biden.
Adam Schiff suggested the claims are Russian disinformation.
Disinformation. Intelligence agencies warned the White House that Russian intelligence used Rudy Giuliani as a vessel to undermine the Biden campaign. Republicans vowed to subpoena the CEO of Twitter for blocking a politically charged and uncorroborated story in the New York Post. It involved Hunter Biden, son of presidential candidate Joe Biden, and his business dealings in Ukraine.
You know, it's this article of dubious sourcing that's been disproved by lots and lots of reputable news organizations. This story is suspect. Couldn't have two more dubious sources, I think, on any story. They put up this story about this hard drive, and it had a really wacky story about how it got to the... Anyway, I'm not going to go into the details of it because I found it hard to believe. The whole thing blew up, and it was used, you know, it took a sort of a pretty shoddy story and then made it into this cause célèbre for the right wing about censorship, which has been one of their things they talk about without a whole lot of proof.
That, my friends, is the very definition of fake news. What you just saw or heard by way of our podcast was a montage of pro-deep state propaganda. Literally every word was comprised of lies and deceit. We now know that the FBI knew that the Hunter Biden laptop was authentic for months before all of that. And they deliberately fabricated the story of Russian disinformation, and then NPR and PBS, being the faithful lapdogs of state-sponsored propaganda that they are, peddled that fabrication. They're not fooling anyone anymore. But it gets even better. Wait until you see how Elon Musk responded to NPR announcing that they're leaving Twitter. This is going to absolutely make your day. But first, gang, are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you want to learn the secret to paying off your home in just 5 to 7 years on your current income? What if we told you that we're about to expose the banking secrets the wealthy take advantage of each and every single day? Does this pique your interest? Well, so then you need to watch this video with Michael Lush, founder and CEO of Replace Your University. He's about to reveal the bulletproof financial blueprint that will change your life forever. But beware, this is not your typical financial advice. It's a daring, unconventional approach that challenges everything you thought you knew about money. You ready to take the leap and embrace the unknown? Click on that link below to join the revolution and discover the truth that will set you free. But be warned, once you see the light, there's no going back. Upon news of NPR leaving Twitter, rage quitting over Twitter, designating them for what they actually are, Elon Musk couldn't help trolling them with 2 words: defund NPR. And given how left-wing and woke NPR and PBS have become, it's a wonder why Republicans haven't defunded it as of yet, which testifies to their status of controlled opposition. They're allowed to appear to be a viable opposition, but they're not allowed to actually follow through with that opposition and actually govern according to the interests and benefits of their conservative constituencies. But big picture, gang, big picture of what's happening here with NPR and PBS rage quitting Twitter is really an amazing development. We've talked about this often on this channel, but scholars widely recognize that we're now living in the midst of what's called the information age. We often refer to it as the network society here on this channel. And this is the rising up of a new social order where the legacy media is it's no longer the gatekeeper of knowledge and information. Through the rise of the internet, information has been radically democratized. It's been decentralized away from monopolistic institutions like the legacy media. And it's now available to everyone through digital networks, primarily, obviously, the internet. Today, everyone with a cell phone is a cameraman. Everyone with a social media platform is a potential pundit. And so what the executives over at NPR and PBS fail to see is that they are now living in an age where we, the public, get to fact check them. We, the people, here represented by Elon Musk and the Twitter platform, we can now define the media rather than the media define us. We can slap labels on the media every bit as much as they slap their labels on us. Far-right, conspiracy theorists, election deniers, all that crap. Now we get to slap our labels on them, and they're freaking out. They rage quit. They're acting like they're still the gatekeepers of news and information. And all we can say to that is, bye-bye, NPR. The world is passing you by, and you will certainly not be missed. As always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. You'll definitely want to check out my latest video on leaked classified documents confirming that U.S. forces are indeed inside Ukraine. You're not going to want to miss that, so make sure to click on the link, and I'll see you over there. God bless.